Okay guys, so we're going to replace this wheelie bar support and also going to do the rear chassis brace. I got both of them from Hot Racing. Made of aluminum, should be much better. You can see how this one flexes. It's a little bent already. So what I'm going to do to make this easy is, if you look here underneath, if you take these bolts out, the whole rear end will separate. That way I'll have easier access to all the bolts here on the wheelie bar support, the rear wing, and I can also get to this easier. So I'll pause real quick. I'll take the bolts out of the bottom. You also have to hit this bolt right here because that holds it on. Once you do that, this whole piece comes off. So I'll pause real quick, work on that, and come right back. Okay guys, I got the bolts loose. I know I didn't point this one out the best, but you can see here it's where the chassis brace comes up and attaches into the wing support. So you can see there, it all just comes apart. Now you want to be careful here, your drive shaft is going to be loose. It's a good time to take that out and clean it. This thing's still full of sand. And you can see here the spacers for the actual wing support. So you want to keep all your stuff together so you don't lose it. This is all my wing parts here. Skid plate, bolts, drive shaft, all that. So there we are. Got a few more bolts to loosen up down here. I'm going to try to clean this thing up a little bit while I got it out also. So give me a minute to work on that and we'll come back. Alright, everything's torn apart. One thing I found, my wheelie bar kept moving down. I couldn't figure out why, and once I got everything apart, this is why. These little mounts that go here through the wing mount, they snapped, so this kept rolling down. For now, I think I'll try to super glue it. I'm sure that's not going to work for too long, but until I can get a new one ordered, we'll give it a shot. So one thing I noticed, I opened the Hot Racing wing mount, and you are going to have to use your original mount screws. This doesn't come with new screws. The only thing it comes with is these two little nuts. I don't even know what they're for. So make sure you keep your screws. One other thing to mention, when you're at this point, you can check your rear gear in your rear end. Look in there, make sure you got enough grease. Make sure there's no wear, metal flakes, crap like that. So anyway, I'm gonna work on some super gluing, and I'm gonna work on putting that new wing mount in, and I'll show you what it looks like when I've got it on the rear end. Okay, I got the super glue drying, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick for this rear chassis support here. One thing, kind of a disappointment, I had to take my T-Bone Racing skid plate off of the underside of the car because you have to be able to get to these bolts. This is what holds in your chassis supports. So once you do that, that's all it is. Loosen that right there, and this guy just comes loose. Pull it right out, put your new one in. Good. Okay, so I have the car mostly back together. I tried to put this rear chassis support in, and it seemed like it was really long, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Then I looked at my tag here on this Hot Racing package, and this is for the Creighton and the Typhon. A lot of parts for these Outcasts will also fit on the Creightons and vice versa, but certain ones won't. So I had to do a little searching, and I found that This is for the Creighton, and it's actually much longer. So I had to order a different chassis support that was made for the Outcast. And you can see here the difference. This is much shorter. This is the rear for the Creighton. This is the rear for the Outcast. Big difference. So, there's part number if you need it. So if we open this up, should have better luck getting it in there. Yep, that's it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and screw that in from the bottom, and I'll start to get this lined up. But just so you guys know, the front chassis support, Creighton, Outcast, it doesn't matter. This is actually a Creighton front chassis support. It fits on the Outcast, but the rear, you have to make sure you get the Outcast. So I'll go ahead and get that started on there. Alright, so I got it back together. Rear brace here, the wing mount, the two little nuts that I couldn't figure out where they went, they go right here. The bolt that passes through the wing mount into the chassis brace and then ends up here on the other side, that's where your nuts go. They fit into the little machined out holes here on the wing mount. So, got the front on, got the rear on. That should really beef this thing up. The last thing I have to do, the wheelie bar. If you'll notice these little nuts that are on the outside, these little plastic knobs, they fit into the original wing mount. There were some holes there. If you're going to use a wheelie bar on these hot racing, what you have to do is take your Dremel or sandpaper or whatever and sand those off flush. So I'm going to do that. I'll mount it up real quick and I'll show you what it looks like, and that'll be it. Okay, there it is. They're all installed. Got the rear brace here, the wing mount, the wheelie bars in. I had to take these little aluminum spacers they had if you want your wheelie bar. And like I said, I could show you on my old one. You have to, I took a Dremel and I just cut these little nubs off. Then it fits right in there. So with this being aluminum all the way down, should help support it quite a bit. It's an easy upgrade, and it's one that will probably help a lot, so I would recommend doing it. All I have left now is throw a couple bolts in the wing, and it'll be good. So next video, I'm going to upgrade this bad servo, so watch for that. And like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.